are coming to you live from the MGN Sky News Chopper, and we are headed towards the top of Mount Olympus, where we're going to meet up with the CGA team owners and talk about the upcoming tryouts and other breaking news. Mount Olympus is a beautiful sight tonight from inside the cockpit, and we are excited to get the tryouts underway. Now, the tryouts are very important because it helps to show who's available and who's committed. Also, if a player makes a team and then can no longer play, then we refer back to the tryouts to recruit a new team member. But we'll go over all of that in more detail later on. We're getting ready to land here, but first, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of the CGA Tour, Form X Designs. They are the creator of the official Walkabout Grip to Putt putter and also the Walkabout Friends figurines. We will be giving away multiple of the putters and also the figurines throughout the season, so look out for those announcements. The first giveaway will be for one of the putter attachments, and we're going to be doing that during the draft on Friday, June the 6th. Okay, it looks like we are clear for landing, and we're going to be landing on hole 9. Also tonight, we will be revealing the official Super Bowl trophies for the team owners and team players. These are real physical trophies that players will be receiving, so we're excited about that. Okay, we should have a smooth landing here on hole 9, and then we are going to walk up and meet the team owners on hole 1. We're going to go over their thoughts on the tryouts, and then they're also going to be answering your questions, so if you guys have any questions, get those typed up in the chat. All right, let's head up there.
Oh. I was going to say that you're playing really well right now.
I know. I'm out of my zone. Here we go. Here it is. Got it.
We are live, and Fugo is out of position. There we go.
Yeah, but
all right, we are here. This is the first stream to officially kick off the CGA. We have all 6 team owners here. We've got some questions for them. We're also going to be taking questions from the chat. So very excited about this, and then we have some announcements as well. But before we get to the questions, did y'all want to say anything or have anything to talk about? There's a lot to talk about.
I think Hood's had something he wanted to share. Hood?
Did he?
Yeah. Just say, hey, what's up to all my European friends?
Yeah.
Hope you guys are doing well, sleeping tight.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, you guys don't see the private owners chat that's going on. I mean, there's a lot of dirt back there for future, future use. So, okay, so the tryouts are going to be in June, and the tryout registrations are on Monday. So before that happens, we wanted to talk to you guys and kind of let you know what all it could be happening during the tryouts and what the owners might be looking for. So we'll start off with some questions. So the question is, how will the tryouts affect your decision on who you choose? Will it matter if players you're scouting don't do as well as you hoped? And would you consider other players that surprise you and do really well?
Well, I'll take the question. I think yes, absolutely. Sorry, if you want to go ahead, Bad Wolf, you can.
No, I was just going to say it absolutely matters. My players I'm scouting don't make the top 40. I'll have to choose other players.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And I want to see who's taking it
Never
seriously.
thought about that.
I really haven't made my choice yet. I want to see who's taking this seriously, and the tryouts are a big part of it. I want to see who's going to bring it, you know?
Yeah. If you've
I've got my eye on people, but are they going to perform? I mean, this is the first test. The tryouts are the first test. Show me what you got.
I think there was some concern that it was like, well, everybody already knows who they want. What's the point of the tryouts? But I think that it will have an impact on decisions from the owners. So, yeah, don't give up on that, definitely.
Anybody I have my eye on needs to make the top 40, you know?
Yeah.
We play with a lot of the players, right? But not everybody. So it's an opportunity to watch people that we haven't played with, and maybe we've just heard. We've seen the scores, but we haven't seen them play. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Somebody performs significantly better in the qualifiers than I'm expecting. that's going to catch my attention. If you finish
Yeah.
top 5 or 10 on this course, this is a grueling course, so it's not an easy course to perform on. So definitely, the qualifiers are one piece of the puzzle to me, but it's a major piece.
Yep. I also like the course selection because it shows me who can get proficient with a course quickly. Because this is a relatively
newer
new course, I want to see
yeah.
who can drop a good score. It means you're playing often and you're keeping up with the intensity of the game and the releases of the course. There's a lot to be considered. No decisions from the Mambas have been made about personnel, and this tryout's all about that. So
Yeah, you've been
who?
saying that since day one, that
Oh,
the
is it for
tryouts
who?
matter to you. And you're going to be
Mambas.
picking.
Bullshit.
Oh, no. Yeah, what about you, Tiger?
ironic that Tiger Hoods would be talking about
Yeah.
bullshit right now.
Look, he's supposed to be full of friendship and
That's over
loyalty, and it's not sounding so much like that right now.
Nah, they can sugarcoat it all they want. I don't care what you do in the qualifier. The first thing is the injustice that's been done to these people of Europe. They're not even allowed to play in it. Apparently, we're gonna have it at 3:30 in the morning for them. We're the team for Europe. We're the European national team. So we want your support. I'm the only team that has vowed to have a European on my squad.
Is he still
The
talking?
one that doesn't sleep.
I'll post some
Right.
screenshots in the
Jen,
chat.
I think we just got an offer for the Thundercats franchise. We got a bid from Belgium. That's strange.
Ooh, all right.
Interesting.
Laurent.
Who could that be?
What about you,
Laurent's from
Mark? How
Belgium.
much are the tryouts going to impact your decisions?
Quite a bit. I think ultimately it comes down to composure and execution. If you have a couple bad shots, keeping a calm head and playing smart. There's too many shots, too many holes where a bad shot can end up 2 or 3 strokes more. And I think just taking your medicine, laying it up, and being smart about the plays.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And we're going to be watching some of these matches on we're going to be watching one match each night, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and we're going to have hopefully most of the owners in a party chat talking as we're watching, and you'll know what room is going to be streamed because the room is going to be called the CGA stream. So one on each day, look for that room, and hopefully 4 people, jump into the stream room. So that'll be fun. So as far as Mount Olympus Hard, this is a tough course. It's a new course. What type of score do you think players need to make to get into the top 40?
18 or better.
No way.
I think way
No,
lower.
I think
11.
I think
11.
12 or 11. I agree with Hoods.
I was thinking 12, yeah.
11.
13.
I mean, 19.
40
would be
players. It's a
incredible,
tough
but-
course. Get your score in early. When you get to hole 13, anything you
done
get after
scoring.
13 is a bonus.
Bonus.
So
Yeah.
so beat 13 or 14 under going into 13 or 14, and you'll set yourself up all right. But you could still screw up those last 5 holes and lose a couple.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's not to say that these players can't get 19 under, but you only get one shot. So I think 12. is
Sure, there's
reasonable.
definitely going to be some 19 and 20s, but to make the cut of 40, I think you're only going to need 11 or 12.
Especially without all those Europeans.
Right.
And 11 or 12 will probably not get you drafted, but it's a good effort.
I think that definitely leads me into the next question. What tips and tricks do you recommend for players trying out to help them play well? Like, what holes do they need to focus on? What are some of the more difficult shots? Like, on this hole, make sure you just lay up. Don't go crazy.
I think you're right, Jen. I wouldn't go for the ace on really any hole. I think you want to play cautiously on stroke play. That's what I would recommend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get it in early. Do what you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
early.
Yep,
Yeah,
like
recognize
it's
when
a
you need to
saying
take your
that
medicine and
Never
yeah,
look
like
a
it's
good
a saying
gift
the
eagle
front
in the
9
mouth.
is exactly.
Because you don't want to
On
be
the
you don't
front.
want to be sitting at 7 or 8 under going into 14. You're kind of screwed.
I say take the
I think
3
hero
on
shots
3.
are gonna kill you on this course.
Take the 3 on 3.
What about the bridge shot? Like, how could you
Take a
explain pace on that one? Take a 3. Okay.
Yeah,
Take
that's
it
great
three.
advice.
Don't
Take
hit
a
it too
three.
hard.
Don't worry about it. Don't risk it hitting up the back on your first shot. We'll make sure you leave yourself.
Hit
second
a
putt
nice
close
solid
enough
tee
for a
shot.
three.
Don't kill it. Leave yourself a 25 footer. You might make it, but if you don't, that's a par.
Yeah.
Try to look at the last cauldrons on each side of the bridge and try to get your ball right there or just a little bit past it when you're looking at pace. That way you don't want to overhit it. Underhitting it gives you a chance overhitting it, and you're back at the tee with an incredibly long attempt.
Mm-hmm.
But also,
But
make a
also,
game
I'll
plan.
be looking at scorecards to see what you went for and what you didn't. I want some risk takers on this team. You know, I want people that can show up and play, and I want people that aren't afraid to take the big shot.
I think seeing how people do on hole number 2, which is a patience hole, it's not even a hard shot if you just wait. You know, if you got the patience to wait, it's a good one to see who can temper their nerves so early in such a round with such importance, and we can see
Four is a good one too, because you got to put a precise tee shot, and then if you get a 2 there, that means you can hit a long putt.
Yep,
That's
it
true.
does.
I mean, I don't know. I'm looking for players that could kind of adapt. And, this is a stroke play battle, so I'm looking for players to play accordingly. I don't want them taking those risks that they shouldn't be taking. But if you happen to rip a 200-foot flyby putt on hole 13, then, yeah, you might get that number 1.
Yeah, he's gonna be a big fan.
Yeah, I am a sucker for the flyby. That's true.
I'll be looking for birdies on 17, 18. Who can birdie those 2 holes? They're gettable. Can you get them? 16's a crapshoot, so I'm not really looking at that hole really at all. It's just kind of a crapshoot, that one. But 17 and 18 are gettable. 15's gettable.
It'll be interesting.
Anyone
to see
who
what people do on
aces
14.
13 is in immediate consideration for the Thundercats.
Which one is 13? So that's the circular one, or is
13 is
that?
the mile.
That's
a
the
bridge,
mile.
isn't it?
Oh, it is the
That's a
bridge.
That's a long bread shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Miracle
the hole
mile.
after that? Are you going straight, or are you going to lay it up on the left near the sword?
Oh, I'm laying it up, no doubt. I think
You
going
do
for
what you're
that shot
comfortable
is a
with.
loco move in a stroke play match.
And how about the lava hole?
If you're
Every
comfortable
time
with
for
that
me.
pace, you can go for it. But yeah,
Just
a
go
lot of
straight
people will lay
across.
that up.
Yeah, the
It
lava hole.
depends. I
Tough pace
mean,
to
there's
get.
if you're going straight across and going at the hole, it's super risky. But you can go right of the hole a little bit hard, bring it up into the sword, and come back down a little bit. That's not as risky.
Right.
And it still gives you
I
about
don't
the
know.
same putt as laying up left.
I want
though, and
smart
that's
players
why-
out here. If you can get a 2
Yeah.
going the old-fashioned way, that's what I want to see you do.
Yeah, if you lay up a lot, the Barracudas are the place for you.
Ooh.
Oh, no, not at all.
Interesting.
We play
Make sure to
accordingly,
lay
and
up on
this
the
is
ace
stroke
That's what I
play.
heard. I mean, nose clear.
We are the riskiest players
That's
in the
what they're
business. But
saying.
This ain't a risky game that we're playing on Mount Olympus. You could blow up on any given hole. I would hate to see a great player miss the cut because they were going for it on 14. That's all I'm going to say.
The bare minimum of kudos.
Ooh.
I want to see who can drop an
Ooh,
18
man,
or
the
better.
Sharks. Sharks
The
are vicious.
Mambas,
The talk
I'm going to
continues.
stand to it. I mean, maybe 12 gets you in the top 40, but that's not going to get you drafted. You need an 18 or better. And
You're
I need
saying
to
in the
see a
chat that you have
scorecard that shows
Lombardi-esque,
what the Mamba mentality is. I
expectations
need
of
somebody to
Mambas.
show me that on their scorecard. I want a mindset focused on relentless dedication, a passion for improvement, and a refusal to settle for anything less than the win. Period.
Yeah, I think
Dang,
for
I thought
me,
this-
behind the
I thought
scenes,
this was. I thought this was
read
me.
that?
I can't read.
He's in the
You know I
military.
can't read. you know I don't read.
Thought we were here
I think
for
out of
fun.
all of the owners, I think Fugo might be the most dangerous in this. He just comes across as he wants to assassinate, while everty else is
As a
making jokes.
consummate loser, I
mean,
want
he's
to win.
literally
Is
snake.
it so bad?
Quite literally.
But El Jorge's also been pretty silent. He may just come and take it all. You know,
He will.
he's very
He does
capable.
that.
Yeah, he does do
mean-
that.
He does do that. Yeah.
You know,
I'll
you
admit.
just gotta show your game instead of talking mind games. You know, just show up and play.
Just show them.
Couldn't agree more, Jorge.
But
Couldn't
yeah,
agree
Mark
more.
got the most votes for people wanting to be on that team, so maybe he's got a chance. You know,
I don't even know those people.
Yeah, Mr.
I don't think those are
Pocket.
actual votes. I mean,
We are not
bots are pretty
convinced that they're
prevalent on
alive.
Discord these days.
I don't even know who the hell
We're gonna have
those
to
are.
do some auto modding on those. I mean,
Yeah.
Mark is a mod. You probably let him in. I mean, that's an inside job.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it.
Now, if this was
I
an
mean, you let your
AI
mom on the Discord
competition,
server, they're gonna vote for you, right?
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
If,
Yeah.
if this was if this was using AI tools competition, Mark has
wins.
everybody.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
frightened
yeah.
all
He's
of
the
us.
meme lord.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to
I'm
be careful what
terrified
you
of Mark.
say. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
y'all
He's
don't
right.
even
already
see
won.
half of it in the other
That's
chat.
true.
There's even more that you don't see.
It's very frightening. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Very
Yeah, if you
afraid.
guys have questions in the chat, start posting those. I'll be reading those off a little bit later on. We've got a couple of things to show you guys. And I guess we could go ahead and show what I'm very excited about is the team trophies. Now, these are being provided by and designed by
Shit, son.
Tiger Hoods. And all of the players on the teams will be getting one of these. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up so y'all can see these. Now, these are going to be like a plaque, and they're going to be printed with the team's motto, the player's name. It's going to say Super Bowl champions, the logo, and the CGA logo. And Hoods, if you want to talk a little bit about the structure of it, like how big are they? They're made out of acrylic. Is that correct? And they're like really thick
Yeah,
and they stand up.
they stand up. They have a rod that goes through the bottom of it. It's on 1/4-inch black acrylic and UV printed on there, and I think they'll be nice. It'll look good on my shelf.
Yeah, yes. So if you win, you're going
You
to
mean
get
the
one of
sample?
these with your name on it, and then the logo.
Yeah, I've got
and
to
the,
test the stability.
team's
You know, make sure it
Little
looks
odd-
good. I got one on the way.
Little- A little awkward with the Mambas on it. Just
The
I
Mambas look
appreciate it.
so sick. Yeah, the Mambas is really
Can you
nice.
can you fit Mambas and participation? Is there enough room on the
We-
trophy for
Yeah,
people?
we
Oh,
can do that.
all right.
Yeah, Hoods has
Yeah.
already done
Yeah.
some fun stuff with that. But let's now have a look at the official Super Bowl trophy that's going to be awarded to the team's owner. So this is going to be a beautiful crystal trophy with a golf ball on top. It'll say CGA Tour Super Bowl champions and then the logo of the team, and here's all 6 of them right there, so you get an idea of what these owners are playing for. They'll be getting one of these, and unfortunately we can't afford to give one of these to all of the players, so that's why we're doing
Who's
those
that?
Oh,
plaques.
Mark.
That's a deep fake.
It's a deep fake, yeah. But these are
Oh,
beautiful. These are 9-inch tall,
Seems like an omen.
solid crystal trophies. They're absolutely gorgeous. So these will be
When the
definitely
Mambas
worth-
win, I commit to shipping the Super Bowl trophy to each and every member of my team so they can have it for 2 months apiece.
That's so nice.
Oh, well, here, okay.
I mean, I don't know if there's going to be enough people who
Who
hit
does-
over 19 under to qualify for your
He
team.
wants
Yeah,
Every-
where are you going to order those from?
Oh, nice.
No, but seriously, Hoods, those trophies are sick. I really appreciate it. The work you did on
Yep,
this is incredible.
absolutely.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
They
I
look
love
great.
everything you
They
did
look great.
My pleasure.
with the detail. I can't wait to have one of each as a commissioner. Maybe that's just, for all this work I do. No, I'm just kidding. No. So,
I think you might be right.
You
no.
absolutely do.
They're really awesome.
Yep.
All right, so we do have some
Got a feeling
questions
you got a trophy
from
in your
the
future.
chat. Sticky, if you weren't a team owner, which other team would you want to play for and why? Uh-oh.
I'd rather die.
Fugo's just gonna slither away and die in the dirt.
Yeah, I'm brave enough to answer. I would go with my man Karma here.
Ooh.
I think
I
we've
appreciate
always made a great doubles team. I love the way that he plays. He attacks it. I think we feed off well from each other.
No, I agree.
And he's a
I
big
would go with
supporter
Hoods.
of the Europeans. I mean, he doesn't say it publicly, but
See, I hope the Europeans
I
are
tell with my
listening to
heart,
this right
as the
now
Europeans
because
know.
Hoods
I do
voted for
too.
the Wolves in the voting that we had, and now he's changed his mind and is going with Karma. So, that loyalty thing is a little questionable, I think.
I was just trying to extend an olive branch, make a new friend. But all right.
He's all about
Yeah,
friends and
we're always
loyalty,
friends, Hoods.
right?
I'm just
But
saying.
behind the scenes, he wants to murder, so don't fall for that. All right. So next
Murder
question
with
is
kindness.
from Nerd GBT. Question for team owners: what players are you hoping to see try out? I don't know if that's going to give away too much, but yeah, maybe somebody is brave enough to answer.
Anybody in the top 25 of the weekly, I want to see them try out. I want to see
Okay.
anybody who's got the chops. I want to see you throw down a decent score, and now you're on the top of my draft board. You know what I mean? I'm looking for someone who's consistent and ready to win right now.
I'm calling out Mr. Dudeness. I would really like to see him
Yes,
involved
we do
in
want to
this.
see him. Now we know Zanetti's not going to be able to make it, but his dudeness, yeah.
Yep, that's a
He might be
shame.
getting some DMs from
Zanetti, Big
some
Job,
owners.
MOBA. I don't know about Outrider, but yeah.
Would love to see Outrider.
A lot of elite players are missing, but still a lot left too.
I want to see some people we don't know on the radar try out as well. I
Yeah.
really want to see some surprises in this field. So like if you haven't played in a tournament before, don't let it deter you. Even if you don't think you're going to play well, what do you have to lose? You try out.
Yeah, we'd love to see those mystery players come in and absolutely wreck. We want to be blown away.
And remember,
Yeah.
halfway through the season, there's an expansion too. It is going to be hard to get picked at the start. The elite players are going to be picked, but you have a good showing. When that expansion draft comes around, people are going to remember that.
I don't want
was
to come
gonna
off
add,
my draft board too much. Oh, sorry, Jorge. Go ahead.
No, it's funny you mentioned people that are not on our radar. On the weekly, this season has been super interesting. Almost every week we had a winner that's never won before.
Nice.
Somebody has been on
Right.
the podium.
Right.
We've had people that have
placing
never
high.
won before in the podium almost every week, which is fascinating. I mean, the level of play from everybody has gone up tremendously this year because we
Someone
see it,
like
right? We're playing.
Zonk, who finished it either first or second 2 weeks in a row. I mean, that's huge.
Sonk
in
is
the
in
top
second
three right
place
now.
now. He's
Yeah.
third, 2 points away from, or he's second right now. He's second place in the season. He's killing it. And we had other players that we haven't seen those names before in the top, and I think there's a lot of potential, a lot of people that we can draft that are killing it.
There's some players that are stepping up recently. Wayne has really been playing well lately in the weekly, I've noticed.
Yeah,
He's
there's
Australia.
He is.
that's
I
right.
thought he was going to be
Australia.
Mark's co-captain, but I think I was wrong about that.
No, he can't stand Mark. From what I've heard.
I mean, there's players out there, and like I want to see how they perform. The way they perform in this shows they're willing to practice for the course and they're dedicated to being in this league. It does matter a lot to me, to our
I
organization.
do think that's a good thing about announcing the course beforehand. It gives everyone a chance to go out and see who's going to put the time in to put up a great score.
Yeah, and shout out to my
Instead
guy
of just,
Sticky in the chat too. Sticky's put up a 19 under on this course in the weekly, so definitely looking
Yeah.
for to see what he's doing.
He's an exciting
Mhm.
player.
Mm-hmm.
Nerd GBT has a question for team owners. What team would like Nerd GBT on their team? I think everyone would.
Yes, I think that's the fair
Yes.
response. I think everybody.
I don't know
would.
how much.
Yes.
I don't know how much.
Yes.
How many secrets I want to give away here, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Mark's
I don't-
going
I don't
for
wanna,
Biz,
oh.
and Biz and Nerd are buddies. So,
Yeah, they ride in the same.
but
crew
I would
there, so that's
steal
interesting.
Nerd
What
if I was
country?
an
What country
owner.
is he from?
Yeah, what country is it from?
Just curious.
Who are you talking about?
Nerd.
Nerd? What country?
Is he American?
California.
California country.
California.
It's kind of different. It's not quite the
land of its
U.S.
own.
He lives in
It's a
L.A.
lot of
I'm not
song.
sure
The
exactly.
Europe of America.
Hey, let's calm it down. Let's calm it down.
That's where Battle is.
And I think Biz
San
is in
Diego.
Portland. We got some Northwest and Pacific Coast.
Biz is a
peeps
Seattle
there in that group. Is he from Seattle?
He is. Yeah.
Yep, Biz is Seattle.
So
Where does the
here's
Riptide reside from, Hell Jorge? Are you East Coast
Yeah,
or
let's
West
talk about
Coast?
Retta.
100%.
let's talk about Retta and this your team.
Las almejas asesinas.
Ooh.
Yep. Well, it's the red tie is from a small town in Sonora, Mexico, and it's a very dangerous place. Not everybody makes it out alive. And,
Okay.
if
Like the sound
if
of
you've
that.
made it out of that little town, then you can make it anywhere.
Sounds like El Dorado.
Now, is the Retta a part of the Red Tide, or is Retta a city, like a location?
No, Rena is a abbreviation of.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You have let's see. It's playing with the words red and tide and almeja, which is
Awesome.
clam in Spanish. The A at the end, or assassin. So it's playing with the words, and reta in Spanish also means to challenge someone. Is the challenger. So that's what reta means in Spanish. When somebody's up and I'll play you next, you say reta. I'm gonna challenge you next.
I think
So
that
it's a
it's.
lot player
Challenger, not
words.
champion.
I think that I think your team name is the best one. It has a deep backstory. It's got a lot of meaning in it, and it's pretty fierce. So I appreciate the work you did
And
putting into that, figuring that out.
Don't
you.
forget to
Thank you.
roll the R.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fun one. Killer Clams is so sick. All right, here's a really good question. This is very important for people trying out, and owners. We do want to hear from you about this one. So, would you select someone who shows out? Oh, sorry. Would you select someone who shows out but is not available to play on Tuesdays? This is coming from Matt916.
No.
On no
Nope.
Tuesdays, I'd say no. Yeah, I'd say no.
Okay.
Personally, but I think that it really depends on the circumstances of the team. If you already have 3 players that are readily available, maybe you want to roll the dice on that 4th player, with the ceiling being higher. For me
It
personally,
means
probably
you can
pretty
only
risky.
play great for me half the time.
Yeah, some owners might be lenient. There's some here that are not. So, yeah, be very honest about, and it's definitely up to the owners and for them to be responsible to find out from these players what their availability is. So, if you get a player that
But Matt is a very good player.
he's
too.
very
Matt's a
good.
great
So
player.
He,
Yeah.
he will
Matt's a
be
great
in
player.
consideration.
I think
It does make
availability
it
is
very
just one of the
interesting.
factors. It just happens to be a major factor, but it's definitely just one of the factors.
We're all business here at the Mambas. We're family once you're part of it, but the decision-making process is all business. And if you can only be the maximum you can be is great for me 50% of the time, then no.
See, we're the opposite. We're family from the beginning to the end. So
Only if you're
Loyalty,
European.
friendship.
Yeah.
He's been making us puke behind the scenes with that.
Well, people forget about the strength. He's a pretty strong guy.
Yeah. Next question from Nerd Karma: are you drafting Jen as co-captain? Question mark.
interesting, Karma.
Answer: yes! Exclamation point.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
you heard
we
it here,
have a
folks.
first co-captain.
You heard it here.
So people have asked
You
me,
better hope
Jen,
you get
if-
that first draft pick.
do
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
to be in the top
Exactly.
40 to be chosen as a co-captain?
Oh, is that the rule
Answer:
now?
Not.
no.
No, I didn't think you even had to
The
try
co-captain
out.
draft
No,
will
there's
be
no
prior
tryout.
to the qualifiers, so the co-captains will not be included in the 40 field, which actually makes more spots open for the remaining players. So, the owners and the co-captains will not be included in that top 40.
I knew that, but I just wanted to make sure we clarified.
So Andy,
Yeah.
you don't have to try out.
Oh.
We're good.
And
Biz
they're
isn't
off.
trying out. Mediv's
Indy
not
500
trying
is
out.
on way.
We're giving away all the secrets.
But
Here's
with that
a-
being said, they asked if I'm going to draft you, right? I want to draft you. It's my plan to draft you. But if somebody else has a higher pick in the order than me and drafts you, that's tough beans.
Then
you know?
that is what
That's-
happens.
And
Yeah.
you don't know how
Can't do anything
the
about
board's gonna fall. You don't know
No,
where
you
you're
don't.
gonna be picking. You don't know. I honestly don't know who any of these people are
it
looking
makes
at.
the
Yeah, we don't know
owner
who's-
stroke play event
No idea.
voted on by the players very important to me.
We have a faint idea, even as commissioner myself, I have a faint idea of who they're going with for co-captain, but you can't trust anything anybody says right now. And we have no idea who they're going for the other 2 players. So, yeah.
What are the
It's
rules
been
on
fun.
trade?
Yeah, trade rules.
Trades need to be approved by the commissioner.
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
Jen.
There's going to be trades.
Sounds like a
there's
conflict of interest.
Yeah, but she's
Yeah.
she's enough removed from it where she's not owning a team. She could stay unbiased. I trust her.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Mhm.
But what
Another
if we're
question.
trying to trade Fortune?
That's what I'm
In
saying.
that case,
Oh.
the answer would be no.
I think this is a very exclusive club. Club Gin. is
Only
what
if you
we're
get
gonna
to
call
her
it.
first.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind being a
I have a
any.
no
I
trade
wouldn't mind
clause
being
on
on
Jen's
any
contract,
team,
so
but I
you
do
can't
enjoy
touch
the
that
Barracudas.
contract.
Next question is from Oscar. If you make the top 40, are you guaranteed a roster spot? So you're guaranteed to get
Nope.
into the draft pool, but not guaranteed for a position. So you're just eligible to be selected.
You have a
You get to
1 in
view it like a
12 or
combine, right?
12 out of 40 chance is what you got by making it.
12 out of 40 chance. But it's just a way to show us, how you
32%.
perform under pressure. This is a very high pressure situation playing in the qualifier. We don't take it
You
lightly,
can't
but-
go out there and put up a stinker. And I mean, I know everyone's done it on this course. You could have a really poor round and be outside of the top 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll shape the league to a degree.
Yeah.
I think it's important. I mean,
And y'all,
you
I've
got a
already
32%
seen.
chance of getting drafted if you make the.
We
if you
will
make
see
the-
some names that
Try.
we're going to say, wow, I can't believe they didn't
Yeah.
make the top
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
Nerd has another
There's
question.
going to be some
Oh.
blow up holes on people,
Mhm.
and
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be an unlucky thing.
Nerd wants to know. No, the co-captains have not been announced. That's not going to be until June the 1st, right after the owners' game. And you guys are going to be the ones to choose what course they play. We'll have that voting in the CGA voting channel. Not sure when I'm going to set that up yet, but we'll get that going sometime soon. And
Will
Nerd
there
also
be
wants.
any course exclusions on that, Jen?
So that's one thing that we're still working out. And I think we're just going to stick with the CGA rules of everything is in play except for Upside Town, for certain medical reasons.
I think we should play upside just for that
Yay.
reason.
Yay.
There's so much controversy
Absolutely.
around that course. I mean, I'd love to include it, but it's just, there's a lot of strong opinions on it. It's tough. Nerd also wants to know what is expected of a co-captain. Yeah, that's a big position. There's a lot of responsibility. What do you guys think?
I'm going to
So
treat the
co-captain-
position as my president of mini golf operations. So think of it as a Bob Myers of the Golden State Warriors type of position where I want scouting, I want reports on other teams, I want someone to consult with about matchups and all of those things. Not interested in that? Don't be my co-captain.
I'm exhausted just hearing that. Wolf,
Yeah, have fun on the Mambas.
We want the crystal
Hope you're
ball.
good at
We're
Excel.
going to have to sacrifice a little bit.
Lean's got a good question. Will easy courses be played? Yes, they will. They're going to be played during the ace races and also the best of 3. So the best of 3 is the back 9 of random any. And then everything else is going to be hard courses. So we've got some mixed in there. The best of 3 is so fun. Really going to enjoy that one.
I missed that on the wheel
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
in the weekly games. I like that one.
I'm just checking to see if there's any more questions. Yes, it's your world. Are you guys going to play for pick order? They are. They're going to do a stroke play match on one hard course, and it's going to be picked by the public, the viewers, and we're going to have that voting up probably within a week, and we're going to stream them playing, and obviously the best scorers are going to get to pick for draft order. And that's going to be a lot of strategery going on there.
And you'll be able to pick your spot in the order. So if you finish
Yeah,
in
you
first,
pick your
it doesn't
spot.
necessarily mean you're going to be
Upside
drafting
down.
first. You could pick whatever spot is best for you.
Yeah, if you feel like your
Shangri-La
co-captain isn't going to be stolen, maybe you pick for the last pick of the co-captains, and then you've got first pick.
Because it is a
of
snake
that draft pool.
Shout out to
It
the
is a
Mambos.
snake draft. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're first in picking the co-captain, you're actually last in the first round.
That's right.
Correct. But you're also first in the third round because it's snake. So a little bit of strategy
Yeah.
there.
I feel like last pick for co-captains is going to be a hot spot. But I think but you got to think about that too, because other owners
Well,
could
you
be
get the last pick of the
stealing.
draft then too. I mean, you
Your
got to consider that
co-captain.
overall picks. I mean, there's a lot to consider. Some strategy there.
So you would go like first 6 first, not first 6 5th, or
So if you pick first overall in the captain's draft, then you will also take, I believe it's the 12th overall pick of the draft and the 13th overall pick of the draft, because it goes in a snake formation where if you're the last pick of the first round, you take the last captain. You're actually picking first in the field draft.
In the draft.
The qualifier, yeah.
okay.
So if your goal is to pick first in the qualifier draft, you're going to want to pick the last pick if you finish in first in the.
Yeah, if you don't feel your captain is safe.
But if if you're in the Indy 500, you might want to pick a little higher. I'm just saying.
I keep hearing you guys saying you want to
It's a
mix
great
things up
race.
with these co-captains, so we'll see if any drama happens or if y'all stay true to who you say you want.
I wonder if we'll have any holdouts. You know, like Indy gets. Let's take an example. Indy.
Oh, Indy's a good
Indy gets
one.
picked by
Someone
somebody
named
other than
Indy.
Jorge. Someone named. Let's call him Cindy. Let's say Cindy. Gets picked
Cindy.
and then refuses to
That's a
play.
great name.
Next time we see Indy, he's gonna have Cindy.
He has to sit out the season, but he's effectively blocked. You know, he could hold out. You can hold out. You can have a holdout.
Yeah.
So
if-
what happens if there's a holdout? Do you just have to move on
That's a
to
great
the
question.
next pick?
So if there's a holdout and some player that you draft doesn't want to play for your team, they don't have to play for your team, but that's putting the owner in a tough spot, because not only does the owner, because I'm assuming you probably wouldn't know till after the draft, you would get the next available person in the qualifier on the list, but that person who said they wouldn't play on your team cannot play that season of CGA. They have to sit
Yeah.
it out.
So what do you mean the next available person? Is it the next available of anyone you want to pick, or the highest score in the qualifier?
It depends if
Highest
this happened
score.
during the draft or after the draft. If it happened during the draft, you could draft whoever you want. If it was after the draft, you get the highest score of the remaining players who weren't picked.
Okay.
Yeah, so during the draft, if they're like, I don't want to be on your team, I'm out of here, then you get to pick whoever you want next. But if it's during the season and they quit, then you have to go in and you have to go back and refer to the draft or the tryouts, and whoever's got the highest score that's still available. So that's why this tryout is so important. Because, man, that
I
could
mean,
happen.
that could happen. There's a lot of
Yeah.
teams here I wouldn't play for.
5.
Ditto.
5 of them.
But that's also on the
That's
owner,
what I
right?
play
You
for
know, you
Carmen.
got to go out and scout your players. You got to check their availabilities and check if they actually want to play for you. I
Hey
mean, that's
Hood, I
important.
got a question for you. You want to be my co-captain?
Interesting. How does that work?
I don't know.
That's an implied rule. Breaks the conflict of interest clause.
The Thunder
And I heard
Wolves.
some rumblings about a players' association today. I feel like they're unionizing on us already.
They do, yeah, I
Stop
just
that
already.
shit out
Very-
immediately.
CGA,
Thanks
PA.
Shout out to Classy for having none earlier today.
Good luck in arbitration. We'll see how that goes.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm about to put a franchise tag on whoever tries to
It's
walk.
not the attitude we're looking for, Classy.
Biz wants to know, what kind of input other than sponsorship will Form X have? Well, they have donated multiple putters and these really cute, like little printed
Figurines?
Yeah, they're figurines, but they're made out of
Yeah.
like a hard rubber. I've got a set, and they're so cool. So they've given us a few sets of those to give away, and then other than that, I mean, I don't know what else they could really do. But they're trying to help support giveaways.
I love the
Yeah.
figurines. I got a set in my desk.
Did you? Yes. The
Yep.
puffin is so
They're
cute.
very nice.
Yeah, and the laser
They are
layer is so cool.
I
little
love
laser.
the bot. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love Larry the bot.
You know, the
from-
only thing that's missing is the gummy bear from Sweetopia. So that
Is the
would be
sheep from
amazing.
Quixote one of them?
Yeah, the sheep is on
Yes, is
there. Yeah,
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
that's perfect.
it's so cool.
It's a sheep,
want
doll
that
from
robot.
Widows.
Oh,
The
yeah,
doll
those
from
are
Widows
Live
creepy.
without
and the
that one, I
pumpkin.
think.
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
everything
Doll.
but the doll. I want
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
but the doll.
I've had enough of the doll staring at me on 17. Oh,
Neo Impossible wants to know, what course are y'all hoping for? What do you want the public to pick for you? Maybe use reverse psychology right here.
Don't care. Don't matter.
I just want
Doesn't
stacks.
matter.
Make it happen, please.
Shangri-La
Bring
easy.
it.
I want an absolute
Shangri-La
shootout.
easy.
Well,
bring
it's
it.
a hard
Shangri-La easy.
course. It's hard course only. So,
Oh,
Really?
hard course
Yeah.
only.
No easy.
No,
Shangri-La
thank
easy.
God.
Upside down. Upside down.
Upside town.
Upside down.
Upside town.
Upside
no,
down.
Upside Down is absolutely eliminated. I can't get that past Karma.
Somebody put a bounty on upside
He
down.
will delete the
I
server.
mean, honestly, if I was the group that's
that a
voting
promise?
for us, I would pick the skill course to see who's got the most skill. Like, I wouldn't pick I mean, I Around the World in 80 Days has a lot of like kind of chancy tee shots. I wouldn't pick that one. You know what I mean? I would want to see some skill shots, and there's courses that do that a little bit better. I like Shangri-La Hard. I think that's a good skill course. I think, there's a lot of them. Mount Olympus Hard isn't a bad course at all. But whimsical courses like Wallace and Gromit Hard and some of the other ones I wouldn't want to play for those types of.
I don't know why they would want to see
Raptors.
that. That's a horrible course.
Raptors
what I mean.
Cliff. Just to
Yeah. Who
Just
can
to,
learn
Oh
to make
yeah,
a mess?
please
Just
do.
to make a
please
total
do
mess
of
Raptors.
it.
Just to make a
Play that
total mess of
twice.
our-
That would be awesome.
just to embarrass ourselves.
Nerd
love
also
it.
wants to know, are any team owners accepting bribes? Probably not, but I will tell you, if you show up wearing
officially, no.
their avatar and sweet talk them and get into their DMs, that might be the way to
We
secure a spot.
the
I
Mambas
don't know.
prefer straight cash, homie.
Okay.
Straight cash.
Well, yeah,
Venmo.
avatars, yeah. Let me
Maker.
let me give a shout out to our junior team, the Thunder Cubbies, and Pyramid.
Pyramid, yeah, he's the cheer
the
squad.
first official member,
That's right.
and he's a ride or die. He's changed his avatar, even though he voted for Bad Wolf. I
Mm-hmm.
guess he's on my team now, so
He
nothing
is.
but loyalty
just-
on his end.
Just saying loyalty
pyramid
doesn't mean
scheme to me.
anything
I-
to you
I
or
got
any
s-
of the Thundercats because you're voting everywhere else. You're showing up other places.
not true.
Like, I'm just
Seriously.
saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping to
So-
develop some young whippersnapper named Julian into somebody who could probably be good someday.
Yeah, let's talk about the cheer squad. So Pyramid's in the chat. He said, will cheerleaders be in some of the games to cheer on the team? Well, no, because there's not going to be any room with the camera and all the production going on. But we do have designated cheerleaders. We've got Pyramid for the Thundercats. We've got Julian.
He's a Thunder
wanted to-
buddy.
He's a Thunder buddy. Julian is a Mambasita. He's the cheerleader for Fugo. And then we have Quick Match Queen is the cheerleader for the Sharks. So we need 3 more cheerleaders for
Oh, I'm so sorry.
yeah, the Bears,
I'll make
the
you
My
Wolves,
cheerleader is
and
the
the
best
Clan.
player.
You got
I'll
the
make-
leftovers.
I'm Almejita.
Yeah. So if you guys are
I am
interested in,
hosting
being a
auditions for
cheerleader,
the Bare
let us
Naked
know.
Ladies.
You need to start
I've got
wearing.
a question. I've got a question for Mark with his cheer squad. Are you gonna call them shark bait?
Oh man.
Shark
I was
bait.
thinking,
I love it.
I was thinking chum nuggets might be good.
Yeah, what
Well,
about chum leaders?
yeah, no. I think Karma's got the best cheer squad name. Karma, what are your cheerleaders called?
Oh, the Bare Naked Ladies.
That's right. So that's gonna be.
That's not better
If
than
you
Thunder
want-
Buddies.
that's pretty good.
Mambasitas.
Yeah. So if you guys want to be a
I was
cheerleader,
gonna
no, the
go with the bitch
cheerleaders,
squad, but that might be too on the nose.
the cheerleaders are going to
I
get
like it.
special recognition in the server. You get a special role, and you get all the cool emojis. And then we want to see you wearing these teams' avatars in game and hyping them up and cheering them on and giving them some support. So again, we are hiring for 3 more cheerleaders.
And I am accepting Eagle bribes because I could certainly use it. So
Yeah.
please hit me up in ranked play.
You could do a couple of boost games for Karma. It's not. I don't think we have any rules against that.
That's one way to win.
Just like the
could go into a ranked
Barracudas
game
to
and win.
cheat their way to the top.
Trainer's got
As
a
the
good
great Al Davis
question.
said, you're not cheating. You're not trying.
Yeah, you're not cheating. You're
I
not. That is
thought Eddie
absolutely.
Guerrero said that.
Like, I make my living off of glitches and cheating, so not cheating, but you know what I mean. Anyways, Trainer said, will each team have their own private channel in the Discord? No. I've directed all of these team owners to create a private server or
Private server.
DM. Yeah, a private server or DM outside of the Discord, because admins and moderators could see those private chats, and everybody's going to be looking. I would be looking. So the Barracudas already have a whole private server.
Can't trust Mark.
You can. If you friend people, you can create a list outside of a server.
Oh, okay.
You can create a group outside of a server.
All of our players and organization representatives will have exclusive access to the Mambasita Club, a private server on Discord.
Yeah. The Barracudas has already got. They've already got one set up. Got all the channels ready. The schedule's there, all mapped out with months and who's playing what. So Barracudas are ready. All right.
We're gonna have
We
turned
will get you into the bin
all of our
as soon as you are a
competition.
wolf. As soon as you're a wolf, we will get you into the bin.
Nice. Oh, Neo Apostle. Okay, so what's the point of the qualifier? Okay, very important qualifier. These owners need to see who's going to step it up, who's here that is dedicated, who can make that 9:30 Eastern time slots. And also, if players quit mid-season, we have to go back to that qualifier and start drafting new players. We need to have that player pool. So that is why it is super important. And it's
I think there was a
nothing
bit of confusion in the
shows-
chat, Jen. I
Yeah.
think somebody said that the top 40 actually is a requirement to enter the draft. So if you're finished outside of the top 40, you cannot enter the draft.
That's correct. Yeah. So you need to qualify to make the top 40 draft pool. And that's, yeah. But we're also going to be doing giveaways with the draft. So if you want to play for just merch, then yeah, that could be a motivation. Let's see what else we got. To get attention. Oscar says, are there 2 roster slots per team which are based on the tryouts? I'm curious about Fugo's mention of 12 of 40. Yeah, that's correct. So the top 40, each team is going to take 2 players. So only 12 people from that top 40 will be making it onto a team.
It's about 1 in 3. About 1 in
Yeah.
3. You make the top 40, you got about a 1 in 3 chance of making it on a team.
I think we've answered quite a bit. Hopefully, if you guys do have questions, just hit us up in the CGA chat. You know, that thing is pretty active, and if you can get through all the AI memes, you might get some serious answers.
Mark, just create some questions.
AI wars.
Yeah. Definitely didn't expect all that. It's been absolutely hysterical and really
Tiger Weeds
entertaining.
wants to know, will anyone draft me? No.
No.
That's not nice.
So,
He knows
Yeah.
it's with love.
Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, there's going to be a join channel open up where you just hit a button to join the tournament, and that's going to be for the tryouts. And there's going to be a list showing how many people would like to participate. Now, that's going to go on for 2 weeks, and then we're going to open up the rooms. So we need to see how many people want to join before we can open up the rooms, because we have to make just enough rooms for everybody to join. So don't be too picky with what room you're in or, you know, who you're with, because if you jump out, you may get a worse room or a worse spot. So all of that will be on May 26th when the rooms open up. And then on June 1st, we're going to have the owners kick it off by playing their stroke play match. I'm really excited about that. That's going to determine everything about this. So, and then we are going to play through October, and there's going to be 10 events, and I think around 28 games, and we're going to be streaming every single one of them. And then October 10th-ish will be the Super Bowl. So that's going to be exciting. It's going to be based on how many points the teams collect. So they win a game, they earn a point. So it's going to be just very basic, simple to understand, and yeah. And if we have ties, we're going to have to figure that out. So we're still working on some of that.
Ties are for hockey.
Nerd, he said, can we get a 10-second pitch for each team before we go? 10-second pitch. Let's, all right.
Elevator pitch. That's tough.
Yeah, let's start with
That's some
Tiger.
Yeah.
What do you got,
On the
Tiger?
spot.
I shouldn't have to pitch to any of you. I'm the captain. You should be pitching to me.
There you go. That is his pitch.
Fair.
All right, what do you got, Karma?
Yeah, I mean, similar to Hoods. I mean, I own the classic server and the CGA and the Barracudas. No, I'm just kidding.
Mm.
Yeah.
I want players who are entertaining. I think I've been pretty upfront about that. I want players who are having fun playing this game, but I also want them to take it seriously. You know, we are taking this whole operation seriously, so I want you to show up for those matches and do whatever you can to win those matches. But I also want you to have a good time. So that's important.
Awesome.
Oh, I forgot to say, God save the king.
Oh, dang. Very nice. What do you got, Mark?
I echo a similar sentiment, but if you voted for another team, your chances are very slim.
Ooh, he was paying
Amen
attention
to
to that. All right.
He's been watching those
Amen to
votes
that, my
really
friend.
closely.
Damn.
That's the
Yeah.
smartest
Really
thing you've ever
close.
said.
He got 22 votes, so he's got some people to pick from there. What about you, Bad Wolf?
I would just say I'm really excited to be part of this, and I would hope that anybody that gets on my draft board would be excited to be part of this as well and be a strong integrated team and looking to have just some fun and win some trophies.
Yes, definitely. And
Wow, you would fit in
Fugo.
on Team Friendship.
I am looking for players to build excellence through the Mamba mantra of relentless drive, passion and obsession, resilience, fearlessness, process over outcome, self-belief, and preparation and practice.
He's reading off a script.
Yeah, it looked like he was
Sounds
reading
like
off
pretty damn
someone
good.
was prepared. Some franchise showed up prepared for this today. Others
Yep.
did not. That's all I got to say about it.
Did you print out some cue cards for this before you
Say
start?
all the kings you want.
I didn't know we had a cue card
How you gonna
competition
follow that,
coming.
Jorge? There's no way.
Yeah, what do you got for us, Silver?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Heard Hulk Hogan's unsubscribed.
2.
I mean, for real, this man is El Jorge. Be an honor to be on his team.
That's right. Yeah,
Thank
they're
you,
gonna
sir.
be a dangerous team. Okay, well, I think we'll just wrap it up here. I think we covered quite a bit. And yeah, look out for Monday for the join tournament button to become available. I'm excited to see who all jumps in and who all is interested. Again, if you are joining this, make sure you can play on a Tuesday and Friday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Now, it's not a serious schedule. Like we're not going to exhaust players. You may play 2 times a month, right? It's not that intense. So, you know, if you've got a little bit of a, I don't know, questionable schedule, talk to these owners and before you sign up to let them know when you're available to play. But I guess that's it. If y'all have anything else, we'll end it here.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Good luck.
I'm excited about this.
Good luck.
Save the queen.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you guys showing up and we'll